without any further ado, let's bring our next guest on. We've got the one and only Quick Nick Schroeder in the green room. Hell of a weekend for this young man. Ends up winning the inaugural Pro 10-5 Challenge, which I really think we're cooking with gas now. So let's give it up for the one, the only Quick Nick Schroeder. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Thanks for having us, or thanks for joining
What's
us,
up,
man.
man?
I appreciate it, buddy.
Thanks for having me on here.
He's got the wall art too. Check that out.
Yeah, he's got the wall art too. That's a shakedown check, I think.
Yes.
Had to cover that one up a little bit.
Yours is back there somewhere.
There we go.
There it is.
There we go.
There it is. There it is. Oh, I didn't see my signatures on there. I like that. I think that looks cool. I didn't know. That's dope. And then that was a shakedown like 2 years ago, 10,000?
5 years ago. First year driving.
No joke. What a deal, dude. Well, hey, Nick, congratulations, man. And I want to tell you, like, you're a verbose, outspoken guy, and we had our moment. But I want you to know that, like, I genuinely appreciate you guys, and I apologize for getting sideways with you. I'm here to tell anybody, like, listen, we're all humans. We all screw up, and I'm as capable of that as anybody alive. And like I told you, I wear my heart on my shirt sleeve. I take everything personally. I can't help it. And anyways, I appreciate, like, it couldn't have worked out better, dude. Like, as I was watching the race unfold, I thought, this kid's about to win this thing. I can feel it. I mean, like, it was happening, like, right. It was unfolding in front of me, and I'm going, I think he's going to win this deal. Like, this is going to be the ultimate get back. Like, he's going to he's going to clean me out here. And sure enough,
I think everybody was thinking that.
I think so. You said something on Facebook that I thought was cool. You said we switched to an old setup that my dad ran back in the day. Can you just tell me about that? Because that spoke to me for some reason, because it's no secret that the World Series of Pro Mod track prep is largely geared towards big tire automatic cars, right? So wheel speed is an issue. You've got to be mindful of how good you get the starting line and how sticky you get the starting line. And not to mention the way we were running the cars, it made it even more difficult for Pro 10-5 because you're running immediately behind Mountain Motor Pro Stock, which are clutch cars, leaving it high RPM and create bald spots. Like, it's the nature of the beast. Upon further evaluation, I think maybe we should adjust our run order moving forward, but I digress. It did force a lot of you guys out of your comfort zone tuning wise. And I just, what did that conversation look like? Or how did that, like, when you said you kind of went back to something your dad did back in the day, tell me about it.
So my dad used to run Outlaw 10-5 back, 2006, and then kind of switched around to big tire stuff and then back to 10-5. But we always went back to this old 2-speed and a slipper stator, and it just would always go down the racetrack. And Dad's like, you should try that. I'm like, screw it, we'll try it. And I just tried to keep my calm and just be as cool and calm and collected as I could and just work off of what I had known and what had worked before. And it really paid off, and I just can't believe I won that race.
Dude, I mean, the whole, like, I'm going to run through, let me pull up the round order or the results here real quick, because I'd actually like you to walk us through, like, a good bit of this. So let me pull up Pro 10-5 eliminations. All right, so first round, you're lined up with Richard Reagan. Pedal fest type of situation. You left on him pretty solid. Second round, you're going up with Tim Essick, probably one of the toughest cars in the country, right? Don't you think that's accurate? I mean, certainly one of the best cars in the country as far as a 10-5W car goes. Clip him with a 412. You're 0-19 on the tree. Come back up for round 3. You've got to run Joel Wensley Jr. Take him out with a whole shot, go 060 to his 132 light. Now you're really cooking with oil here. We see you go from, pedaling it in the first round, you go 412 in the second round. Third round, you go 404. And then you come back up for the final to face off with Dan Norris, another big power Mustang, and you click off a 397 at 191 to take the win. I mean, holy moly, man. I mean, why don't you take us through your race day, or kind of how you went into Sunday at the World Series?
So Saturday, guess qualifying, I went a 410, and I just wanted a nice A to B lap to go down the track and to use it for first round, figuring it's going to be hot. Used that same tune-up. Well, it didn't work, and I kind of knew those guys were struggling, so I knew it would kind of be a pedal fest. I guess I was a little bit better at it. Go into the chip draw thing, which I thought was really cool. And I dropped Tim Essick. And of course, there's a little bit of a rivalry there. I mean, he's beat me 3 in a row in finals at PDRA, but in the earlier rounds, normally I get him. So I'm usually pumped up when I race him, and I knew that I had to get him on the tree, which I did. Wensley, them guys kind of pester me a little bit on Facebook, try to get me going. I kind of knew that they didn't have nothing. The finals, Dan, I knew he was gonna whoop my butt. My light sucked in the finals, and I don't know where that 397 came from because I really wasn't trying to do that. But it just all worked out, and I just tried to be cool and calm and just do each round at a time and not step on my own toes.
The coolest thing about your operation is that, like, when I rolled up to your pits, it's a dually pickup, a tag, 28 or 30-foot trailer. I mean, it's not like a 60-foot gooseneck. You've got like your dad and your mom parked behind the car in their rental car, right? They're like sitting in their rental car trying to get out of the heat. And you've got like one buddy with you.
Yep.
And I just thought to myself, like, anybody who says that you can't do this on a shoestring isn't paying attention. And I'm not like, and I hope you like, I think it's awesome. Like, I'm not trying to say that in any sort of, we don't race toters, right? We don't race stacker trailers. We race cars. And clearly you've got one that is a contender, but like that, I mean, tell me about like the way you guys go racing, because I'm sure you felt the pressure that every racer's felt, you know, the keeping up with the Joneses that happens in the pits. And it's understandable, right? We've all felt those things at different times, but like you guys seem to really just own it, that it's like me and a buddy and we'll figure it out or we won't, and we'll live with the consequences, you know?
So back when my dad used to race, we had stackers and motorhomes and all that. And when I started racing, I can't afford all that stuff. I do concrete work for homeowners, and I just do little patios and stupid stuff. So it's hard for me to race with these guys, but I don't care because I can do it. So the tag trailer and the pickup's just easy for me. It's cheaper to get around, and it doesn't bother me to sleep on an air mattress. I'm there to race. I'm not there to party, and I'm not here to look at your Renegade rig.
Dude, I mean, you're such a breath of fresh air, because I do think sometimes we get caught up in all that, right? Like it's easy. And I was thinking about it, like if we can't get a sponsorship from Renegade or some of the, like, oh my God, I mean, there was like $40 million or worth of race rigs on the property. Holy moly. And I just think about the amount of money that it takes to do this stuff. Like I'm walking around like, dude, I need to get a new job. Like I've got to do something different. Like,
you're telling me.
It's like, I got to do something different. But no, it was, to be honest, I hope you know that stuff to me is inspiring. Like it's the same reason that when anybody posts a picture of like a nice race car on an open trailer, it like goes viral, because everybody just loves that underdog story and kind of the no fluff, you know, no extra special, nothing. We come in here with the bare minimum, but we got enough to win, and you guys are proof positive, man. I mean, obviously considering the track conditions were tricky or whatever, but were you like largely happy with how you ran? I mean, like I really feel like there's nothing wrong. Like I do feel small tire racing is a little bit drunk on the scoreboards. Like we've gotten so used to seeing the numbers get crazier and crazier and crazier in radial racing. But man, you don't see cars skating around and pedaling them and wheels up through the finish line on those type of tracks, right? And God bless it. I have no problem with it whatsoever. But I mean, you had to running in the threes, even though it was in the final, like you had to be happy with how you ran, right?
I was ecstatic with how I ran, considering I put that motor together in my bedroom, to be honest with you. And the 405 I made in qualifying was the first full pass on that motor, and it is completely different than my dad's motor. So yeah, I was ecstatic with how it ran. I'm really surprised it ran 390s actually. I think it's got more. It's just I need more laps on it. But
I thought
you can leave the track prep alone. I'll do my same thing again.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I appreciate that. And hey man, it's You guys really, I think you should be super proud, and I know you are, but you should be, and you deserve it, man. And I honestly can't. I mean, so what will you go contend for a title in Pro 10.5 and PDRA this year, or what's the remainder of your 2024 look like, Nick?
So my mom has breast cancer, which is horrible. Same thing Lizzie has. And I really can't go race without them, especially my dad being there. And while she's getting ready to start her deal, I will miss the first race. So I don't think I would be able to pull off a championship. But when she gets better and we're able to go racing again, we're definitely going back to PDRA.
You guys, well, hey, I just want you to know that both my parents are cancer survivors. My mom had late stage 3 breast cancer just a few years ago and beat it. It was an absolute miracle. A similar situation with my dad. So we'll be praying for you, buddy. And we'll be keeping your mom in our prayers and our thoughts, and let us know if there's anything we can do to help. And if there is anything or any questions that we might be able to answer, like my mom or my dad or anybody, we'll be happy to do it. But yeah, dude, we've seen that happen before, right? I mean, we've seen guys miss a race or whatever. And forgive my ignorance on this, but are you guys, is Pro 10.5 at every race this year?
Yes, it is. All 8 races.
Okay, all 8 races. So there's definitely an opportunity, even if you just missed one or whatever. But I'm glad that you got to be proud of that PDRA family. Like, golly, there's some good race cars and race car drivers that operate within the PDRA.
PDRA is 110% the best organization we ever ran. Just the people, the atmosphere, everybody is so nice. And I really like the random fuel checks and the rule checks. Just you can't ask for a better place to go besides going to World Series Pro Mod, because that's the biggest race of the year.
Well, thank you for that. But I agree wholeheartedly. And I was really proud of our tech team too. I was going to make a post on social about that because, like, I think we did 108 fuel checks this past weekend. We bored and stroked several cars, overdrive on tons of different cars. And, you know, as a racer, like, I always hate to be that guy that is like, you know, all over people about, but that's also like, this is the biggest drag race of the year. Like, we are going to maintain the integrity of the competition, and we are going to, like, we're going to go through these cars with a fine tooth comb, because that's the last thing you want to do is have all this stuff happen and then have something get called into question. So I appreciate your willingness to let that type of stuff happen. And I do think you're right. Like, the PDRA, it sets the bar pretty high with the way they police race cars.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely awesome.
It really is, man. Well, Nick, thank you so much. I'm super happy for you, super proud of you. If you need anything, let us know. We'll be praying for your mom, and let us know when you hit the racetrack again, and we'll try to be there with you.
I appreciate you inviting me, and it was a really fantastic race, and hope you have it again next year.
Oh, count on it. First weekend in March, February 27th through March 1st. Book it.
Oh yeah.
All right, buddy. Thanks, Nick. Talk soon.
Take care, bud.
See you, buddy.